The worst kind of scam is one that takes advantage of somebody who's already in a pickle, like being stranded on the side of the road. Apparently, scammers are impersonating tow truck companies now, and I'm going to show you what to watch out for so you don't call up the wrong company and lose your money while waiting for help to arrive. Yes, that's me all right. Let me tell you how I ended up here. But first, let's just say you're in, I don't know, Mobile, Alabama, and you do a Google search for tow truck companies near me. You may come across a site like Hollerback Towing and Roadside Aid. And I've got to give it to him, that's a great name. But if you look at the photos on the Google business page, you're going to notice something very interesting. The photo that's been uploaded by the owner shows the front of their building. But if we look at the address on the Google Maps Street View, we can see that that's not even the same building. In fact, it doesn't look like there's any kind of business here at all. Whoever uploaded this image has photoshopped a sign onto a random building to make it look like there's a towing company at this address that's open for business. Let's look at their website. It looks pretty generic with stock photos and questionable testimonials, but let's give them a call and see who answers.
Services, this is Angela. How can I help you today?
Hi there. Sorry, who did I just call?
Yeah, my name is Angela with the towing company.
Okay, what was the name of your company?
They don't even know the name of their own company? They took time to make this website and Photoshop their business on Google. Why can't they tell me the name of their business?
Where are you guys based out of?
What's the make and model of your vehicle?
What?
Something tells me that these guys aren't really in Mobile, Alabama. So I call them back again and somebody new answers.
As of the moment, we are located downtown.
Okay, here in Bluffington?
Yes, sir.
Bluffington is a fictional city from my favorite childhood show, Doug. It's not a real place, and neither is this place. And if you start looking, you'll find that every city in these great United States has several fake towing companies. They all have fake names and fake photos on their Google business page to make you think that they're in your area. They're not, but they're going to lie and pretend to be in whatever city that you're in order to get your business. Just watch.
Hi. Are you guys based here in Gotham City?
Yes, sir.
Hi. Are you guys located here in Hill Valley?
Yes, we are. Do you need a towing service?
Hi. Are you guys located here in Pawnee?
Yes.
Are you guys located here in Smallville?
Yeah, we are in Smallville.
Go on, sir. 1983.
1983 DeLorean DMC 12.
So what is the issue or problem with your car where you need a towing service?
I think that the flux capacitor has gone out and it just needs to be towed to my local mechanic.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Now, when you're in need of a tow, you'll likely do one of two things. If you have roadside assistance as part of your insurance, you'll call up your insurance agent and they will go find a local tow truck company in your area to come get you. And they'll be the ones to pay for it. If you don't have roadside assistance or you don't want to deal with insurance, you can take matters into your own hands and go find a tow truck company on your own. And if you end up using one of these companies, you'll need to give them your credit card up front, but you may never get the help that you need based on these reviews that I'm seeing. Would give negative stars if I could. Never saw a tow truck. This place might be a scam. This company is very unprofessional and doesn't show up. They keep extending their ETA, giving excuses and saying they're on their way when they're really not. They told us 4 different times they'd be there in 20 minutes, but hadn't shown after 4 hours of waiting. We eventually got someone else to come help. Now, the way that I learned about all this was through a channel subscriber named Jabril, who actually deals with this on a daily basis through his work.
I'm a supervisor in Texas for a dispatch company. It's like a third-party dispatch company. It's like a competitor of AAA. You call us for roadside assistance, and we dispatch out our in-network tow providers that are contracted with us. But when all of our in-networks are busy, we have to go out of network. And what that is pretty much, basically, they give us the go to find a provider, a tow company or a roadside assistance company by any way we can. So we just Google, like, say if you break down in this area and all our in-networks are preoccupied, we just search out of network within the 10-mile radius of where your breakdown is at.
So Jabril and his team would call one of these companies thinking that they were local guys, but he soon learned that they weren't.
And I didn't understand it at first, but we would get callbacks where a member of ours is calling back saying that, hey, you guys said that we were going to be sent to tow, but they never came. And I've been calling them over and over again, and they kept telling me it'll be 30 more minutes, 30 more minutes, it'll be another hour. And then I was confused, and then I would call them, and they would say the same thing. They'd be like, oh, it'll be 30 more minutes, 30 more minutes. And then you kind of realize, like, they're never going to come.
So they just take the money and they take the money and never show up?
Yep, never show up, never come.
Now, all of these businesses are operating under different names and websites, but they all have a couple things in common. When you call them up, you get the same greeting.
Thank you for calling online services.
And the websites all have this same chat feature that pops up after a few minutes. The chat is telling me that it has a tow truck in my area, but what if I access this website from another city? I went ahead and I changed my IP address to one in England using my VPN, and now look at what the chat is saying. It claims to have towing services in Lexington. So even though this company claims to be in Mobile, Alabama, it apparently will service you wherever you are. So if these guys are going to look at my IP address and use it against me, then I'm going to do the same to them. So I switched my IP address to one in Denver, and what do you know? They provide roadside assistance in Denver. They asked for some details on what kind of a car I was driving, and then they asked for my exact location. So what I did is I dropped a pin on Google Maps, and then I took that URL over to grabify.link, where I created a redirect URL that looks like it's to a physical location. And when the chat agent clicks this link, it will redirect him to that pinned address, but I'll get a notification that tells me his IP address. And the agent does click it, and it turns out he's not in Denver. Surprise, surprise. He's actually in the Philippines. How in the world is somebody in the Philippines going to tow my car for me? I thought, let me try it again with a different agent. It worked. And this time, they're in Okay, I have to know what's going on. So when they offered to call me, I accepted.
Hello, yeah, this is Sam from the towing company.
Hi, I thought I was
Calling
talking.
because you need service. Yeah.
I thought I was talking to Victoria.
Yeah, that's my supervisor.
Oh, okay. And you guys are here you're here in Boston?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not in Nigeria or anything?
No? Why do you ask?
Well, because the person that I'm talking to on the internet is from Nigeria, and so I'm just wondering if you're from Nigeria or Boston, because you won't be able to tow my car very well if you're in Nigeria. I'm looking for somebody who's in my city.
How will we be in Nigeria and want to tow your vehicle?
The person that I'm talking to on the internet, I traced their IP address, and they're in Nigeria. So I know that
Is that so?
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, how are you going to help me if you're in Nigeria?
Okay, why not give me the information we require and see if we won't be able to help you.
Like, are you personally going to come? Or do you have somebody here in Boston that can help me?
I will personally come, okay?
You will personally come?
Yeah.
Okay, so where are you at right now?
I'm in Boston. Can I have the location where you are?
Look, I'm just not interested in having you tow my car. Like
No problem.
You guys are on the other side of the planet. Like, I need somebody who's here, who can get here quick. That's not you.
Yeah, I told you I'm gonna get there quick.
Oh my gosh, what's the name of your company?
Since you are not ready to proceed for the service.
What's the name of your company, please?
Connect you and then it's 24-hour training.
Okay, well, your website says Hollerback Towing Roadside Aid, so I guess I've got the wrong number. I need to talk to somebody in Boston, not Nigeria.
Okay, do have a great day. Have other customers to attend to.
Okay. Thanks.
So yeah, these guys definitely aren't local, and there's enough bad reviews and personal stories from people like Jabril to make me suspicious about using them. But I had to know for myself what would happen if I hired them to tow my car. So me and my friend Tim hopped into his sweet blue Kai truck and headed out west until the streetlights turned to starlights.
I think it's stuttering. I think we're low on fuel.
Until we eventually ran out of gas.
And that's it. Okay, we're stalled. Let's see if we can find a tow truck.
Middle of nowhere.
So we decided to find a tow truck company nearby to help us out. We found one called Any Terrain Towing and Service Co. that claims to be at 345 Moffett Court in Salt Lake City, but I went there earlier that week and there's nothing there.
There's nothing here.
Then I found one called City Topline Towing that claims to be at 18 West 700 South. But there's nothing there either.
There's nothing here.
These are all just abandoned buildings that these guys are claiming as their own. But I thought, let's give them the benefit of the doubt and see if they can help us.
Yeah, hi. Is this City Topline Towing?
This is 24-hour towing company, sir. That is our sister company, but definitely we can give you a service, roadside assistance.
Okay.
Do you need one, sir?
Yeah, you're based in Salt Lake here?
Yes, sir. We can do the one.
Okay.
So is this for towing service?
Yes, please.
What is the year, make, and model of the vehicle?
It's what is this?
1994.
1994
Suzuki Carry.
What happened to the vehicle, sir? Why needs towing service?
I don't know. It's either out of gas or something died, but I'm on the side of the road.
Okay, I'm gonna put this call on hold. Please just stay on the line, okay?
Okay.
So he put me on hold while he supposedly reached out to one of his drivers. And I had to have been on hold for no less than 15 minutes. All I needed was to be towed 4 miles to the nearest gas station. And when he finally got back to me, the price that he quoted was...
It's gonna be $249, sir, for the job.
$249 to go 4 miles?
No, sir, it's $259, sorry. It's $259.
$259 to go 4 miles? I could tell right away that I was getting ripped off, but for the sake of getting to the bottom of this thing, I agreed to pay.
Ben? First name's Ben?
Last name?
Dover, D-O-V-E-R?
Now, I didn't give him my real credit card number because this company has more red flags than I can count. So I generated a virtual card number from privacy.com. This lets me control how many times my card can be run and for how much, in case they decided to run it for more than I wanted. But sure enough, the charge of $259 went through to a merchant called Towing Services, not City Topline Towing. So now that they had their money, the question was, would anybody show up? Another 15 minutes went by and they called again to confirm that a driver named Horatio would be coming to pick me up.
Okay, sir. Let me finish this one.
Can you tell him to hurry up? I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes out here.
But how would anybody be coming if this business didn't exist and this agent was based in the Philippines?
You're a local company?
Mm-hmm.
You're based in Salt Lake? That's where you live?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
What?
I need to call my driver right now, okay?
Okay.
Because... Yes, okay. Thank you so much, sir. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Would somebody eventually come to rescue us? Or would we be spending the night alone, cold, and hungry?
I'm hungry. Should we order a pizza?
Let's do it.
So apparently Domino's has this new feature called Pinpoint Delivery that will deliver pizzas anywhere regardless if you have an address or not. I thought if there was any time to use this feature, now would be it. So we dropped a pin to where we were, and in 30 minutes, Domino's found us with a piping hot pizza in hand.
I ain't gonna lie, I love the car.
That's great.
Those little paint trucks.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Fun to drive.
Oh, lots of fun, yeah. I hardly fit in it, though.
Really? I bet. I bet it gets a little tough.
Well, you've saved the day. Thank you.
Of course. Have a great night.
You too.
I like that he didn't even question it.
He's like, nice truck.
The pizza was great, but there was still no sign of a tow truck.
Right.
So I eventually got fed up and I called to see where the heck they were, and right then, to my surprise, a tow truck finally showed up.
Are you Horatio?
Yeah.
Okay, are you?
That's my boss.
Oh.
Someone you drive.
Are you?
This isn't Horatio. Horatio is actually this guy's boss who owns a local towing company in the area.
So what did you say the name of your company was?
His company is not City Topline Towing. In fact, he's never heard of that name, and their offices aren't here either. And he's under the impression that he's been hired by an insurance agency to go get one of their customers. And when I tell him that I paid $260 for this tow job, he's shocked.
260?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
The insurance?
No, I paid this website. I didn't go through insurance. I just paid this website.
Wow,
serious? Yeah, they charged me $260. That's kind of a lot, don't you think?
It's like money.
Just to go down the road.
Yeah.
So how much would a typical tow truck company like Horatio's charge an insurance company to go pick up a truck and take it 4 miles down the road?
Like 45, 70. Our in-networks, their contracted rate is about $45 to $75.
So, this overseas call center in all likelihood paid Horatio's company around $75 to tow our car, which means they then pocketed the other $180.
Wow.
All right, anyway, let's get to the Chevron.
Okay.
So I couldn't help feel that we'd been a little taken advantage of by this call center in the Philippines. They lied about where their company was based, they pretended to operate out of an abandoned building, they overcharged us $180 to simply find a local tow truck company in the area to help. Something that we could have done easily in a lot less time. Domino's literally made a pizza and delivered it to us on the side of the road faster than City Top Line Towing could send a truck.
It's alright.
But finally, 5 minutes and $260 later, we arrived at the nearest gas station where we could fill up and get home safely.
All right, and we're out.
And that's why it's so important to read the reviews and make sure you're dealing with a trusted tow truck company, or your night might end up being a nightmare. But worst of all, you might regret handing over your credit card to the wrong people because just a few days ago, they attempted to run my card again. This time for $100 at, get this, bakeawish.com. They're now trying to buy a cake with my credit card? Now, it declined because I set the card up as a single-use card, but they're literally the only people that would have that card on file. So now I'm starting to think, is there a birthday cake scam out there that they're also running? Or are these people on the other side of the world just celebrating a job well done by taking me for $260? Yeah! My guess is that these guys have been outsourced to take calls for somebody higher than them who's holding the strings in this operation and creating all these fake sites. They're just taking advantage of cheap labor in the Philippines or Nigeria. I really don't have a problem with outsourcing your customer service to another country, but creating fake businesses on Google and lying about where you live, and then lining up tow jobs and charging the customer 3 times that just seems shady. By the way, the City Top Line Towing page on Google has since been removed. Whatever's going on, I hope this video gives you some insights into how to avoid paying more than you should for a simple tow job. Check the reviews, don't pay someone in advance, and always consider bringing an extra tank of gas with you on road trips. But I want to thank you for checking out this video, and stay tuned for another adventure very soon.